Day 1 of the CAVA Under-19 Volleyball Championship got off to a flying start. Sri Lanka taking on the Maldives in the opening game. The home side wasting no time to stamp their authority. Strong serve, solid blocks and sharp finishing at the net. Sri Lanka cruising through in a straight sweats 3-0. Then we had a second game as well right after this game in which Kyrgyzstan took on Nepal. Another very tight close encounter where Kyrgyzstan went past Nepal 3-2. That was an incredible volleyball game here at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium, and both teams had the game in their hands. And at the final stages of the game, it was Kyrgyzstan winning the game with one more set than Nepal. And we are set for another incredible day in this CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship. And our first game in Day 2 will be Kyrgyzstan taking on Maldives. And Kyrgyzstan, of course, coming up after a very solid win over Nepal. A close encounter that was Virun. That will give them a lot of confidence coming into this game against Maldives. And Maldives, on the other hand, were thrashed by Sri Lanka in that opening game, and they have something to prove here in Day 2.
Absolutely, and I think Maldives really need to step up if they are looking for a win here today against this all-powerful Kyrgyzstan team. And we saw the power and the preciseness of this team. They also have the height and the weight to their side in this encounter. Maldives do have just a couple of tall players, but if you take a comparison with the two teams, Kyrgyzstan on the physicality side have the advantage.
Well, absolutely, Virun, and right from the first glimpse of what we saw from Kyrgyzstan in that opening day, they've shown that they have the power, especially with those hard hits right along the net. And Maldives have to play a strategic game here because they can't really compete in a physical way against Kyrgyzstan. But if they can play a strategic game, they could prove to come up with an upset here. And these were the fixtures and results. And we had two games yesterday, as we spoke about. Sri Lanka winning against Maldives 3-0, and that second game was a mouth-watering clash, went down to the wire, where Kyrgyzstan won against Nepal 3-2.
Yes, and today, right now, we'll be going on with Kyrgyzstan taking on Maldives at 2 p.m. and Sri Lanka taking on Nepal at 4:30 p.m. Yes, and the next few days we have Maldives taking on Nepal tomorrow at 2 p.m. Sri Lanka taking on Kyrgyzstan at 4:30. I think that will be a very interesting match. Sri Lanka versus Kyrgyzstan. Also Sri Lanka versus Nepal today at 4:30.
Well, there is no breathing space for any of the teams here. Just 4 teams taking part, and if you lose, you have to hit back very soon in that winning ways. So that is one thing that Kyrgyzstan will have in their mind as well. They have no room to take it easy against Maldives. Yes, Maldives were a bit under par against Sri Lanka, but Kyrgyzstan should know that if they give some room for Maldives, and if Maldives starts to dominate 1 or 2 sets in this game, it could be trouble for Kyrgyzstan, because Nepal might be a good Nepal taking on Sri Lanka might be another good game, and Sri Lanka might look to win the game in their home soil. But as we saw yesterday, Nepal is no easy task, and Sri Lanka will be taking on Kyrgyzstan as well, which will be played tomorrow, and that will be another very crucial clash.
You're absolutely right. I think we're talking about the physicality of Kyrgyzstan, but the tactics also matter in volleyball. So I think Nepal did a really good job in giving Kyrgyzstan a fight with tactics. We saw in the second and third set they did come back with attacking style that we don't see normally from Nepal, and that worked against Kyrgyzstan. maybe if Maldives do try to change up their tactics, they will be able to give this Kyrgyzstan team a fight.
Well, they would have done their homework, Maldives, and we are seeing a few set of fans heading towards the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium, and we will see a lot more later on in the day when Sri Lanka plays against Nepal. But still, a good crowd here at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium to watch a neutral game. Kyrgyzstan taking on Maldives, and
yes, and like you said, hopefully we'll see some crowd for the Sri Lanka match at 4:30. The host side taking on Nepal. Definitely a strong side in Asia in volleyball is Nepal, as the players are getting ready for the introductions.
well, final words in that huddle besides the playing surface. That was the Maldives coaching staff talking to the players, giving the final instructions. And here's all this action brought to you live through Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. And you can watch this match on Dialog channel number 62, Dialog TV channel number 62, and also on the Papare socials, Facebook and YouTube and the website. As we all know, this is Kyrgyzstan taking on Maldives in the first game of day 2 of the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship. Well, the teams have lined up besides, or rather inside the court, and we will do the customary opening traditions before we start the game. A very, very crucial game for both the sides, and Maldives, as we spoke about a lot, coming after a defeat, a tough defeat at the hands of Sri Lanka, losing the game 3-0. On the other hand, Kyrgyzstan winning a very, very close encounter against Nepal, 3-2. So both teams have different points to prove. Kyrgyzstan, of course, would like to continue from the momentum that they got. They would like to have a much easier game than what they had yesterday. On the other hand, Maldives will be looking to bounce back and prove that they are no easy task.
Definitely, and like you said, Kyrgyzstan, they like to continue their streak. Also, Maldives, maybe they've got used to the conditions here after yesterday's play, and we'll see a different team out here on the court. But we are left it up to see at match time at the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship 2025, live from the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium.
Well, we'll quickly have a look at the team sheets of both Kyrgyzstan and Maldives, starting with Kyrgyzstan. Tirinova Gulmira, Makustova Azlizat, Sabina, Maria, Bermat, Nurzamal, Amina, Rayana, Saikal, Diana and Perizat will complete that lineup for Kyrgyzstan, while Maldives will consist of Yumunu, Dima, Amani, Nisha, Imsha, Liva, Mana, Iman, Ishal and Minhat.
And now Maldives. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship, Colombo, Sri Lanka 2025. Match number 3 between Kyrgyzstan and Maldives. Presentation of the international referees. The first referee is Mr. Taraka Nandana from Sri Lanka. The second referee is Mr. JSB Herath from Sri Lanka. Presentation of the starting players, starting libero and coach. Team A, Kyrgyzstan. Number 1, Gulmira. Number 2, Azilzat. Number 4, Maria. Number 7, Nur Zamal. Number 9, team captain Rayana. Number 13, Diana. Starting libero, number 10, Azema. Head coach, Ms. Mazimova Nurgiza. Team B, Maldives. Number 5, Dima. Number 6, Amani. Number 10, Liva. Number 11, team captain Mana. Number 18, Ishar. Number 19, Minhat. Starting libero, number 4, Hamna. Head coach Ms. Muna Munir.
Well, always a tremendous feeling, isn't it? Representing your country at any level of the sport, singing that national anthem before the game starts, and then being introduced to the crowd and to the whole world in front of the cameras. That gives that goosebumps that you need when you come into a big game like this. And Kyrgyzstan have won the toss, and they've decided that they will receive the ball, if I'm not wrong. And Kyrgyzstan, of course, are playing from the left of your screens towards the right, while Maldives will be playing from the right hand side. Well, just a small corrections. Kyrgyzstan have decided to serve first, and we are just moments away from the first game of day 2, as the Kyrgyzstan server will take the opening serve. And early points there for Maldives. Not the best of serves to start off with from Kyrgyzstan.
Yes, and straight away high energy from Maldives. They're pumped up. They'll take every point that they can get. And we saw this yesterday as well. Kyrgyzstan, they had a tough time with some mistakes, some unforced errors.
Nicely set up, and 2 points. Early points here for Maldives. That was set up really well for that tall hitter, and she did a good job. Look at that replay. It was perfectly set up for her, and she just went towards that right hand side of the number 7, and she couldn't really keep the ball up for another player to get back.
That was well placed. And now once again Kyrgyzstan, mistakes on their part. 3 quick points for the Maldives. Kevin, they are a younger side when you compare with the other teams, especially to the sport as well. They are younger to the sport.
It has to be put to the other side. 4 points in a trot for Maldives. Kyrgyzstan looks a bit shell-shocked. Yes, this is early stages of the game, but Maldives, 4 points in a row in this opening set, have really put Kyrgyzstan under the pump here. This is the bit of momentum that you need, especially coming after a heavy defeat in your previous game. And Maldives are cruising in this set, and they get another point. Who would have expected this to happen? We were talking Kyrgyzstan were the favorites, but Maldives have started off this opening set in a tremendous way. 5 points in a row.
Kyrgyzstan look absolutely disheveled. They seem to be out of color in these first 5 points of the game. There are mistakes costing them, but straight back at it. As we say, that strong spike at the net.
Maybe that is what Kyrgyzstan needed. Look at that spike. That shows the strength that they have. Well, the first serve that Kyrgyzstan made was not the best of serves. That really set up the tone for Maldives. This time, a much better one. Good return pass there from Maldives, and should...
Good defense, well taken on that occasion. Goes for the small touch there. Now that tall player for Maldives. Unfortunate. Goes a little too long on that occasion. But I think Kyrgyzstan did get a touch on that one. Point is awarded to the Maldives. Kyrgyzstan players are questioning it.
Very, very interesting call. That was Kyrgyzstan Kyrgyzstan under the pump here. Maldives makes it 7 points for them. This is a brilliant work from them. Look at that. Lovely, lovely block there. Falling right into the Kyrgyzstan half, and it didn't really have the elevation for her to bring that big spike in.
Kyrgyzstan totally not expecting that, but now they go for that signature net play. As you look at that, once again goes backwards this time. You've got to practice that one. Not easy to go behind without seeing the spiker. The setter has to do a mighty good job.
Well, had she left that, it could have gone out of bounds, but she decided to put her hand to that, and Kyrgyzstan gets another point. The tall attackers of Kyrgyzstan just jumping at the right time, getting a hand towards it, and the ball just tipping right in front of those Maldives players there.
That's Maria for Kyrgyzstan, and this time they both look at each other at the net. Unfortunate, does clip the net on the way down.
Well, seems like even luck is favoring Maldives at the moment. They just brushed the net. The pace dipped down and fell in the Kyrgyzstan half, and 8 points to 3. Maldives have a lead of 5 points in this opening set, and it is up to them to build on the momentum that they got. They can't really sit back from here on. A good serve there. Set up nicely. And points for Kyrgyzstan.
We saw the decoy jumpers coming in. As you look at that once again, Maldives not sure where that spike was coming from. And that's what Kyrgyzstan is capable of. You see that tall player number 4, Maria, for Kyrgyzstan. She was incredible yesterday for her country. And once again, as we were talking about her, she shows what she's capable of.
A calculated hit that was from Maria, just bouncing in front of the line there. And Kyrgyzstan are getting closer here. 8 points to 5. Maldives can't really afford Kyrgyzstan to get back here, and Maria again, another brilliant hit from the tall, lanky attacker of Kyrgyzstan. A lot of power behind that spike. Look at that. No chance whatsoever for the Maldives defense.
Mind you, Kevin, they are under 19. It's quite difficult to say that. They look like a national team with that height and power. And this is what she was doing yesterday as well, causing problems for Nepal. But Kyrgyzstan have had this issue even yesterday. Their own mistakes getting to them. Now the second time this serve has gone to the net.
Well, the two serves that they missed, both serves, the server looked quite lethargic while serving the ball there. Again, a brilliant work from the tall number 9 of Kyrgyzstan.
Rayana, the captain, if I'm not mistaken. She did a slight touch. Lovely work from her at the net. And now Maldives setting up the attack. Doesn't get all of it. And a good work from Diana.
Substitution by Maldives. Number 1 now, number 16.
Look at the power behind that spike. Now Maldives
Well, Kyrgyzstan have equalized for the moment. 9 points each. They were back by 5 to 6 points in most parts of the game, and they've done extremely well to get back here. Now Maldives will be under some sort of pressure.
Absolutely, Kyrgyzstan straight back at it. They seem to be getting back to what they were yesterday, and once again, lovely work at the net. That combination at the net is deadly.
And again, a faulty serve from Kyrgyzstan, awarding a point to Maldives.
Nurzamal, it's the third time she's gone to the net. Beg your pardon, the second time.
Set up nicely. This time, Maldives puts the ball over the net. The tall Kyrgyzstan player looks to spike it down, but hits it straight onto the nets. Maldives get a lead of 2 points.
Uncharacteristic from the captain, Rayana. She was on point yesterday. Nevertheless, now Maldives once again in the lead. But Kyrgyzstan says we'll be right back. And 11-all. Sheer power and placement behind that one. Diana on that occasion. Now Maria with the serve. Lovely piece of work from Maldives. No one expected that one.
Well, it fell in no man's land there. Nobody was really expecting that ball to fall right there. They were expecting it to travel a bit quicker than what it did. It came as slow as ever and fell right into a place where no one was there. Good defensive work from Kyrgyzstan there. Doing well, but they couldn't really keep the rally going. Maldives gets more points. 13 points, 11. Gets a lead of couple of points here.
That previous point as well, Dima, number 5. She just tapped it in, and this time set up perfectly for her teammate. Now Maldives with the mistakes from their side.
Substitution by Kyrgyzstan, number 7.
And we have some substitutions coming in for Kyrgyzstan. We have Nurzamal coming out for Azilsat.
Good serve this time from Kyrgyzstan. Decent rally so far, and couldn't really control the ball there. Makstua Azilzat from Kyrgyzstan. Look at that. Both players were hoping that their companion will go for that ball.
Miscommunication on Kyrgyzstan's part on that occasion. Unfortunate for them. They were quite on point yesterday with their teamwork and coordination. Just seemed to be a bit off color today.
14 points to 12. Maldives still with the lead. Kyrgyzstan, however, hanging on by a thread. Every time Maldives scores a couple of points, Kyrgyzstan have closed that gap down by a single point. 14 points to 13. Maldives still with the lead. They started off the set really well, getting 6 points on the trot.
Yes.
That was Diana with the serve.
And Diana, she has been wonderful at the net as well for Kyrgyzstan. We saw some lovely placed spikes from her, and this time that ball looked like it was going out. Unfortunately, Maldives, they did get a touch on that one.
Well, one thing that Kyrgyzstan is doing well is that they have got their serves better and better with time. But that was not what Rihanna was expecting for. She was expecting for a better setup from Azilzad. Another substitution. Azilzad goes out as Perizat makes her way in. Two substitutions already made by Maldives in this I beg your pardon, by Kyrgyzstan in this opening set. Maldives with a lead of a single point, and should be points for Kyrgyzstan and will be points for Kyrgyzstan, and they have equalized proceedings again. We'll have a look at that. That was the high, tall number 19 of Maldives, Minhat.
She did get to it. Unfortunate, didn't go to the other side of the net. She did good effort to block that one. Nevertheless, now Kyrgyzstan with the serve. Set up nicely. Goes for the lob. Once again, mistakes from Kyrgyzstan put Maldives in the lead. It's been neck on neck here in the first set in the game Kyrgyzstan versus Maldives.
Well, there was a lot of power behind that spike from the number 13 of Kyrgyzstan, but the elevation was not there again and again. She was just trying to control that ball, but couldn't really control it. No elevation whatsoever, awarding another point to Maldives, and we are in a technical timeout. So this was the last point that Maldives got before the technical timeout. Maldives will be slightly disappointed that Kyrgyzstan have come back into the game the way that they have come back. 15 points to 17. They had a lead of 6 to 5 points the most parts of the game, but from there onwards, Kyrgyzstan somehow came back into the game, and they're closing that gap by just a couple of points. And a very, very important phase of the game, and it is crucial that you win that opening set and set your team up, because losing the opening set means that you will be under so much pressure when you come into that second set, because you know that you can't afford to lose that set.
Couldn't agree more, Kevin. And I think Maldives know they have nothing to lose. They're giving it their all out there. They did have a 5 to 6 point lead. They'll be disappointed in not keeping that one. Nevertheless, Kyrgyzstan slowly but surely, they seem to be getting into their rhythm.
Well, absolutely, Maldives have nothing to lose. This is a must-win match for Maldives. Just 4 teams playing. And Maldives have got themselves another point. Makes it a 2-point game yet again. 18 points to 16 in this opening set. Whenever Kyrgyzstan have looked to close down that gap, Maldives have struck, and struck very well. Nicely set up there. And points for Kyrgyzstan.
It's a seesaw game here in the first set. And it's lovely to see Kyrgyzstan just coming back each time they lose a point with some unbelievable power.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it is Maldives who is going to score that next point. But I am a bit wrong in that occasion, as Kyrgyzstan have equalized proceedings yet again. 18-18 in this opening set. That ball coming in from the Kyrgyzstan end towards Maldives was at the perfect pace, and that didn't really allow Maldives to get the elevation that they need at this time. A lot more power from that spike from Kyrgyzstan. Ball going out of bounds. Points for Maldives. They get the lead back 19-18. The pendulum has shifted swiftly from one end to the other right from the beginning of this game. And just as I speak, another point for Kyrgyzstan. This game might as well go down to the deep. We may go in for 4 to 5 sets as well. And for the first time, Kyrgyzstan gets the lead in this opening set.
What a game we're having so far. Kyrgyzstan, the first to the 20s, just 5 points away to win the first set. And Maldives just 1 point behind. They are pumped up. They know how important it will be for them to win this first set. Like you said, to set the tone for the next 2 sets as well. But Kyrgyzstan will look to get these 5 points as soon as possible.
Well, one thing Kyrgyzstan have done well in this opening set is that they have managed their players well. As we know, Maria, we spoke about her a lot. She is one of those main attackers in the Kyrgyzstan lineup, and they made sure that they switch her out and bring her back in at the right time. And again, Kyrgyzstan gets another point. For the first time, they get a 2-point lead and just 4 points away from sealing that opening set. And Maldives under real pressure here. Service good. Maldives with the setup. Tries to go deep. Not a lot of power behind that. And a lovely spike. Lovely spike. Kyrgyzstan gets a 3-point lead. That's the power that they have. That was Gamira getting that point for Kyrgyzstan. And that is 3 points away from sealing the deal in this opening set, and they are 3 points up from Maldives, 19 points to 22 as we go in for another closer timeout.
Yes, and Kyrgyzstan just 3 points away from winning this first set. Kyrgyzstan have done well for themselves to come back. And what an effort from Kyrgyzstan to come back in this set. Now they're leading. And mistakes from Kyrgyzstan. Unfortunate for them.
Well, might as well be what Maldives needed there. It was a similar set that set up the tone early on in this set for Maldives. Nicely set up for a spike. Another point. Couple of points as I spoke about earlier. It was a similar serve early on in the game which set up the tone for Maldives in the opening half of the set. And they've closed down the gap again by just 1 point.
You're absolutely right, Kevin. That serve definitely setting it up for Maldives. And once again, point straight away for Kyrgyzstan. And now just 2 points away. They'll look to finish this off as soon as possible.
Well, they have to look to finish this off as soon as possible because they can't let this set drag.
It's just a couple of points going here and there. Maldives 2 points behind, and Kyrgyzstan 2 points to win the set. Set up nicely. And makes no mistake. Kyrgyzstan. Set point now for them. Lovely setup. Look at that.
Kyrgyzstan have done well to get back into this game. Again, they have another 3-point lead, closing down on the game and closing down on the set. And that'll be Kyrgyzstan's set. It was Maldives who started off brilliantly in that set. But from there on, while Kyrgyzstan were under the pump, they had the courage to come back strong. They were down and out, but they've done well to close the gap down. One thing they've done really well is how they manage their players and also how they try to close the gap as much as they can.
As we look at the highlights from the first set, Kyrgyzstan winning that one 25 points to 21. The first few moments of that set, they did go towards Maldives. Maldives having a 5 to 6 point lead in the first few points. But Kyrgyzstan showing the experience out there, showing exactly what they're capable of. Lovely stuff. At the end, we saw some lovely setups from Kyrgyzstan. And precise spiking from them. Power and precision.
Absolutely, the tall, lanky players of Kyrgyzstan making life hard for Maldives in the latter part of that half. For at least 80% of that half, it was the Maldives who had the lead. But then, the time at which Kyrgyzstan got the lead, they never let that go away, or rather slip away from their hands. And this is the score from that first set. 25 points to 21, a very close set. But Kyrgyzstan, as we expected, won that set. But Maldives will be very disappointed about how that set ended from the way that they started it.
Absolutely, and I think we'll be back shortly with the live action from the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship. The second set coming up, Kyrgyzstan versus Maldives, after a short commercial.
Just a little bit of
the ball really well here watching in Sri Lanka on ThePapare or Dialog TV.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
This is day 2 of CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship. And we are into the second set of this first game of day 2. Kyrgyzstan taking on Maldives, and Kyrgyzstan won that opening set. It was not a very easy set for them. As we spoke about a lot, they were the favorites coming into the game, but Maldives made life harder for them. And Maldives, after getting a very good start, just let it slip away at the time where they had to hold their nerves. And another crucial set coming up.
Yes, and we're just about to start the second set of the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship 2025. All the live action on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. Straight away, Kyrgyzstan. Lovely block from them. The double block from Saikal. As we look at that once again, we didn't reach the other side. Did hit the net straight away. Perisat to serve.
Good serve from Perisat, and that is again Saikal getting those points. The reach for her was not very high because she is tall. All she had to do was guide the ball down over the net into the flow, and that is exactly what she did to get the points for Kyrgyzstan. They are up by 2 points to nil in this second set. Again, nicely set up. Should be points and will be points for Kyrgyzstan.
Minhat, she did try to block that one. She did get to it. Unfortunately, a little too low on that occasion. She had to move quite a distance to her left to get to that one. Timing was just a bit off. Deep serve. Set up nicely. Just a lobbed over. And Saikal once again now showing her offensive power.
Well, have Maldives lost that energy that they had early on in the game? They were pumped, they were running everywhere, they were doing a lot of work, but after losing that first set, they look a bit lethargic, just as how Kyrgyzstan were in those opening minutes of the first set. And Kyrgyzstan gets another point.
Yes, Kevin, I think Maldives got a little too excited, a little too fast, and now they seem to be a little on low morale in this second set. And Kyrgyzstan just showing exactly what they were doing yesterday as well. Tapped over from Minhat. This time goes a little too long, Saikal. And the energy seems to be back for the Maldives.
First points on the board in this second set for Maldives. Still Kyrgyzstan under control. Nicely set up. Lovely spike right into that vacant area.
The placement was perfect on that occasion. Look at that one. She knew exactly where she had to go and executed to perfection. Now serve from Diana. Does well to recover from that one, Kyrgyzstan.
Well, a great recovery from Kyrgyzstan, but Maldives have got another point, another good spike. They are from the tall Maldivian attacker, going deep with her spike.
Minhat, she placed that one very well, and Saikal gives a due response. Kyrgyzstan totally different from the first set. They are in the lead 7 points to 2 already.
Well, again we are seeing that Kyrgyzstan have made another substitution. Galmira coming back into the playing 7, and that's one thing they've done really well. They've managed their attack as well, giving some breathing space for those attackers, and when they get the break, when they come in, they've shown a very, very positive mindset, and they get another point here.
Yes, the pressure just mounting on Maldives now. That point difference, Kevin, I think is showing for Maldives.
Well, a lot of energy in that Kyrgyzstan lineup now, and they get more points, makes it 9, gets a lead of 7 points. It's not going to be easy for more Maldives to catch this up, because you have to score. At the meantime, you have to make sure that your opponent doesn't score as well. as Saikal is ready.
And Kyrgyzstan having the highest lead they've had in this game so far. 7-point difference between them. This time couldn't keep it in the bounds.
Could have done a bit better there, Saikal. She was just shocked at the last moment that the ball came directly towards her face. And Saikal has been taken out. Goes deep with the spike and goes out of bounds. So 4 points now for Maldives. They're cutting the deficit down. They have made it a 5-point set.
You can't make those unforced errors, especially when you're leading. You've got to stay on it. Once again, that was set up perfectly. And totally misjudged it. Straight to the net.
Well, are we in for a repeat of that opening set? Just the case of the side switching.
Yes, as of now, looks like it. Good recovery. Unfortunately, it is out of bounds, but she did well to get under that one. Not easy coming at that speed.
She did tremendously well. Just the accuracy was not there. The distance was there, not the direction. Good serve this time, and a lovely spike. Didn't need more touches for Kyrgyzstan. Right after the ball going over that net, the spike came in like a splash.
She made no mistake. She knew exactly what she had to do. Now the captain Rayana serving a dipping serve. Almost recovers that Maldives. Goes out. And now Kyrgyzstan 12 points to 5.
Very athletic there from the Maldivian defense. Unfortunate that they couldn't keep the rally going. But you should give credit where credit deserves to be given. This time, not good work. More points for Kyrgyzstan. They make it an 8-point set again, and we'll go for a quick timeout.
Yes, and I think this set we've seen exactly what Kyrgyzstan is capable of. We see their game that they showed us yesterday against Nepal. It was a totally different story in the first set, but now they seem to have found their rhythm, and those spikes at the net have been wonderful to watch. And we are back after a short timeout. Maldives would like to just reorganize themselves. 8 points between these two teams. Lovely block at the net from Kyrgyzstan. And well done from Maldives to keep that in play. Good rally going on here. Captain Mana, she did well to get under that one. The direction wasn't good. Unfortunate. And now Rayana will serve. They've had trouble with their serve throughout the day, yesterday as well, and it's showing. You've got to get that one in when you're in the lead. Nevertheless, Kyrgyzstan 15 points to 5. Now 10 points between the two teams. The biggest gap we've seen so far.
More points for Kyrgyzstan. They're looking to close this set out as soon as they can. And if they do so, they're just one set away from sealing the deal. in the second game, and that will really put them in a very, very good position as far as the tournament is concerned. As we spoke about, just 4 teams taking part, so every win counts, every match counts, and every point counts as Kyrgyzstan makes it 17 points to 5.
Slowly but surely, Kyrgyzstan running away with this one. Those 3 at the net, they've been spot on. But their serve seems to be like a knife cutting through their points.
Substitution by
Time and time again, they've been getting it wrong.
17 out, number 5 in. And
Substitutions are coming
number
in.
9 out, number 2 in.
The captain, Rayana, has been substituted. Just getting some final few clarifications with the substitutions, and the libero for Maldives has come in. Asema. Hamna, the libero for the Maldives. Set up nicely. And once again, good work at the net from Kyrgyzstan.
Substitution by Kyrgyzstan, number 3 out.
Few
number
more
13.
substitutions coming in.
Well, despite Kyrgyzstan having a big lead, something that I loved about this Maldives side is that whenever that they score, they've really celebrated it, and they've given everything that they have to get more points. And Kyrgyzstan yet again scores another point. And on the other hand, Maldivians get back to that huddle quickly and has those little chit-chats that they need to have to keep the team going, and that's one good thing that I've seen from Maldives.
Yes, Maldives have tried to keep their morale up throughout the game. This time, unable to get under that one.
Well, this will be a huge learning curve for Maldives. Just 5 points away from sealing the second set. Kyrgyzstan nicely set up there for a huge spike, and there comes the spike, but points for Maldives.
Not sure if she just hit the net on that occasion. Yes, she did.
The follow through just brushed that net, but they definitely will get a point and make it 21 points for themselves. 21 points to 7. Looks like it is just a matter of time from Kyrgyzstan winning this second set.
And what a different story, Kevin, from the first set. And once again, Kyrgyzstan, lovely block. Look at that one. Cycle.
Two points away from sealing the second set are Kyrgyzstan as we go for a very quick timeout.
Yes, and look at the difference. Now 23 points to 7. Kyrgyzstan leading. And they're showing their experience. Unbelievable work at the net the power and precision in offense and defense as well. On point, Maldives. It's a different game they're playing from the first set.
Well, the height advantage definitely coming into play. They haven't really wasted a lot of energy, the Kyrgyzstan lads, compared to the Maldivians.
Yes, Maldives, they've had to run a lot around the court to keep the ball in play.
Absolutely, and on the other hand, Kyrgyzstan with those long strides doesn't really have to run long, and Kyrgyzstan will get another point. Lovely setup and lovely spike there.
And now it's a set point for Kyrgyzstan, 24-8. They'll look to close this second set as soon as possible. Service good, goes long, set up nicely for Maldives. Lovely work at the net.
Absolutely lovely work from Maldives. Despite them being down by many points, they are not giving up. They are there to score points.
So that's Mana, the captain, on that occasion. They go for that light tap. And Kyrgyzstan, they do win the second set as well. Lovely work from them.
Well, just one set away from winning their second game. Kyrgyzstan, as Maldives are in verge of losing their second game on trot. But one thing that Maldives have done is that they've enjoyed their time here. These are the highlights from the second set, totally controlled by Kyrgyzstan. They dominated Maldives right from the beginning. The opening set was a very close one, but this second set was a one-sided one. Maldives never looked like they were going to close that gap, and in the end Kyrgyzstan winning that set with a 16-point lead.
Yes, and I think we saw this Sri Lanka versus Maldives yesterday as well, 25 points to 9 in 2 of their 3 sets. As you look at the score from the first set, it was 25 points 21. Kyrgyzstan winning that, and the second set as well, Kyrgyzstan 25 points to 9. Totally different outcomes and plays in those 2 sets. And we'll be back shortly with all the live action on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. We'll be back after a short commercial break.
Just a little bit of
here watching in Sri Lanka on ThePapare or Dialog TV.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
මොන මගුලක්ද මහත්තයෝ කරන්නේ?
කිචිනේ.
යුද සමය අවසන් දැන් රෝන්නේ ඩයපෙන්.
කැපෙන කතුරෙන් නොකැපෙන මිතුරුකම.
Been over this all before.
This time, Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky and Dolph Lundgren again take on Jean-Claude Van Damme in the final showdown. Universal Soldier Regeneration.
Now available free of charge to all Dialog ViU Hub and ViU Mini postpaid customers. To access, simply go to the home screen on your Dialog ViU and go to Movies and select Lionsgate Play.
And we are back with the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship 2025. played here in Sri Lanka at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium. We are with the third set in this match against Kyrgyzstan and Maldives. Kyrgyzstan in the lead, 2-0.
A tough opening set for Kyrgyzstan and then followed up by a very conventional easy set for them, and will be interesting to see how this set goes and how Maldives will respond for those set losses in the first two sets. And Kyrgyzstan will be serving. One thing that Kyrgyzstan have been under par is their serving, but this time they've done well. They've got a point through their serve, a lot of power behind that, and it went very, very deep, straight into that number 11 of Maldives. Look at that. An awkward height for her to control it.
This time goes out. Soon as you said that they did some good effort with that first serve, the second one not so much.
She was trying a bit too much there, and that's what you call commentator skills, as Maldives will now have the serve. Dima with the serve. A good one. And a lovely reach by the tall number 19 there. Minhat. Reaching there at the right time. She timed her jump to perfection.
Kevin, she's been giving some good effort for Maldives at the net. You have to commend the work she's done, and look at that. Not easy. Now set up. Just a light touch from the captain. Once again, Minhat. Incredible block. The second one unable to get there, and well done by Kyrgyzstan.
That was their number 7, Nuzamal, getting those points for Kyrgyzstan, 2 points each. In the first 4 rallies, Kyrgyzstan with the serve, a good one. Wasn't really controlled well from Maldives, but they somehow get it onto the Kyrgyzstan side, and a good setup and a lovely spike. More points for Kyrgyzstan.
Along the lines, Kyrgyzstan, look at that spike. Set up nicely. Maldives with just Minhat at the net. Not easy for her to do it alone. Nuzamal with the serve. She makes no mistake this time. And Maldives, unforced error, should have controlled that one.
Again, that serve went at an awkward height for the Maldivians. They are quite shorter than the Kyrgyzstan players. Good setup, good recovery as well. This time another good setup from Maldives, and they get the points through Minhat, who has been exceptional for Maldives. Should have got the bulk of the points for the Maldivians.
Like I said, her effort at the net has to be commended. Time and time again with those blocks and those little plays at the net. And now Kyrgyzstan like to set up this one, and they make no mistake. Saikal. Look at that one. She has no trouble getting to that one.
It will be very, very interesting if Maldives wins this set. And Maldives have got another point. Just a gap of 1 point now. Look at that. Look at that reach. That spike from Kyrgyzstan came at a very, very high pace. And Minhat, yet again,
she read it to perfection. Unbelievable from her. And once again, Maldives with the serve.
5 points each now. Maldives not giving it up easily. Nicely set up, but the spike was not good. The smash was very powerful, but she just couldn't get it over that net. Instead, she just smashed it onto the net. So Maldives get the lead after a very, very long while. 6 points to 5.
Yes, and substitutions coming in for Kyrgyzstan. Minhat, serve from her. And Kyrgyzstan straight away equalizes. What an effort from Maldives to come back from that deficit. But all that to give it away once again. Serve almost not making it. Diana. Strong spike coming. And this time Maldives. Good effort from them.
This was that replay from that rally. The ball just bouncing off the net, falling behind that Kyrgyzstan player. And Kyrgyzstan looking to respond well. But impressive defensive work from Maldives. It gets them the points. What a rally that was from the Maldivians. They had to do a lot of defending there. Look at this. Look at this.
And I think Mana, the captain, the number 11, serving now. She's been incredible as well for the Maldives. This time, Maldives not finishing that one.
Goes aerial. Good work. Tremendous work, but unfortunate for Maldives. She just bashed onto the hoarding besides the court. A very brave effort from the young lady. Look at that. All her concentration was on that ball, not on the hoarding. But she wasn't supported well from her teammates. But Maldives deservingly getting a point. That defensive work did deserve a point.
Absolutely, what effort from her. Put her whole body on the line. Didn't think of anything else, just the point. And that's what you need, the passion. When it comes to your sport and playing for your country especially. But unfortunate, unforced errors from Maldives.
In that occasion, the serve just going a bit deep. Good presence of mind from the Kyrgyzstan number 13. Had the presence of mind to dodge it down. Set up well. Goes deep. Brings the ball high up. The spike was not good enough. So points for Kyrgyzstan. They make it 9 points each. Maldives have enjoyed the lead for a good share of time. Here's the serve from Kyrgyzstan. Not a lot of power, but does the job for the moment. Again, good defensive work from Maldives. Gets the ball over the net, and the spike comes in. The heavy hand of the number 11, Saikal. She has been brilliant so far in this game. Look at that spike. No chance whatsoever. Right onto the shoe.
And once again, just like the first set, we are seeing a seesaw fashion in this third set. And as you said, that last spike from Saikal, precise, on point. and powerful.
And Maldives does well again. They make it 10 points each. This is the second time that we've seen a similar point being scored by Maldives. Not a lot of power, just placing the ball right onto the vacant area.
And now the libero for Kyrgyzstan, Asema, comes in for the defense.
Lovely, lovely spike. Falls in no man's land. All the players of Kyrgyzstan were rushed forward. Look at that replay. No one was behind. And the ball just fell behind right in front of that line. Set up well. Points to be taken. Point has been taken. It is Saikal again. You can't leave her out of the game. Another incredible set. The second set was a one-sided one, but the other two have been so much entertaining.
Absolutely. What a game we are having here in the third set. Set up nicely for Saikal. She makes no mistake at all.
That is a strength, isn't it? Those powerful spikes and the way that she brings the ball down doesn't really allow the opponents to get the control of the ball. Has to put it towards the Kyrgyzstan side, but doesn't really do that. And Kyrgyzstan gets the lead again, 12 points, 13 points, 11 rather.
Just Kevin, you're absolutely right with that analysis. With her height, she gets the ball to go straight down, and it's quite difficult to get that get under the ball to defend that one. Now Kyrgyzstan in the lead once again. $14 points to 11.
Azilzat with the serve does the job for the moment, and that serve has brought points for Kyrgyzstan. They've got a 3-point lead, just 11 points away from winning this set and sealing the game.
Yes, Kevin, look at that combination of 11 and 13, Saikal and Diana for Kyrgyzstan. At the net, they are in impenetrable wall, and their defense and offense both have been on point today. Unfortunate for Maldives, their unforced errors have been getting to them.
I wonder whether this is a tactic from Kyrgyzstan, starting off slow and then bashing at a time where your opponent don't expect you to do. Because in that opening set, they didn't really start off well, but they somehow got back into the game, and in the second set it was totally controlled performance, and in the third set again, they've given a breathing space for Maldives for them to get the lead, and now they're looking stronger than ever.
If it is a tactic, it's quite a questionable one, but definitely there seems to be a pattern in the way that they play. Just a collision between two players of Kyrgyzstan. Unfortunate. Their main players, Diana, seems to be in a bit of pain. Hopefully nothing serious.
Well, seems like she had a heavy landing there, probably falling on her knee, and that kneecap would have had a tough landing. At the meantime, Maldivian coaching staff having a word with the players, and unfortunately the number 13 Diana has to be taken out of play, and she is in so much pain.
She seems to be in agony, Kevin. Hopefully nothing too serious. If Kyrgyzstan do win this, they have a couple of games ahead of them, important ones, if I do say so myself. The coaches, the assistant coach and the medic from Sri Lanka straight on the scene.
Look at that. He's really in so much pain. And here's the incident. The replay of that incident. A collision between the two. That doesn't really look good.
Yes, I think her knee twisted while colliding with her player. Doesn't look too good, Kevin.
Initially I thought it was the landing, but unfortunately it's not. It's much more serious than that, but Kyrgyzstan have got themselves another point. That will cheer her up a bit. Diana, who sadly had to be taken away from action.
And Saikal with her usual block. And Nurzamal to serve. She has to get this one right. She doesn't. She's had some trouble with her serve throughout the day. And it's been costing the team.
This is one thing Kyrgyzstan has to really work on. The serving aspect of the game. When they go into knockouts, they can't really afford to make the same mistake again. Lovely work again from Minhat. Who else for Maldives? She has been so good. 14 points to 16, just a couple of points.
She's been the equal and opposite force for Maldives. And good effort from her. And now, once again, Kyrgyzstan, mistakes on their part.
Are they losing control here, Kyrgyzstan? Are they letting Maldives to come back into this set? Just 1 point, the difference. Here's the number 18, Ishal with the serve. Good setup and equally good spike from Kyrgyzstan. They get a 2-point lead again. Look at that. Good elevation, good control and good pace.
Yes, and Saikal with the serve. Good work at the net. Well done to recover from Maldives. Once again set up and this time the captain clinical with it, makes no mistake.
No chance whatsoever for Maldives there. That was a fierce smash from the skipper.
Ryana, she's been calm and collected for her team. Good effort from Nurzamal. But this time, the captain goes too long. And the libero comes in for the defense. Asema. Mistakes from Maldives. It's going both ways. They've got to take their serves a little too more seriously. Captain served well. Did get under that one. Direction and control not too good. And timeout. Strategic timeout taken. But talking about this set, Kevin, it's been like the first set. Seesaw to both sides.
Absolutely, but Kyrgyzstan have somehow got the lead back, and the crowd is slowly building up here at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium, as we are just a few hours away from the Sri Lankan team taking on Nepal, a crucial game for the home side.
The hosts will be looking to win that one. I'm sure they'll be watching this game as well, taking whatever they can get. And I saw them looking at the game versus Kyrgyzstan and Nepal yesterday. They'll take whatever they can get from watching that game as well.
At the meantime, Maldives have got themselves another point. One thing that Kyrgyzstan can't afford to do is let Maldives go back to back, because this game is hard and done. They still have to do well to win the set and close the deal. And another point for Maldives. This is exactly what I was speaking about. Kyrgyzstan can't allow Maldives to get back into the game. 20 points to 18. Just one set win away from sealing the game, Kyrgyzstan. If Maldives somehow wins this set, it'll be very, very interesting. But Kyrgyzstan have to make sure to win this set and seal the game.
It's just 5 points away is Kyrgyzstan from winning this whole game, and Maldives just 2 points behind them. Exciting stuff here in the third set in this game, Kyrgyzstan versus Maldives in the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship 2025. All the live action on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. And we're back with the action. And now just 4 points away is Kyrgyzstan. Look at that setup. Goes cross court, short angle.
4 points for glory for Kyrgyzstan.
It was Gulmira on that occasion for Kyrgyzstan.
Set up nicely. Points should be taken. And it has been taken. 3 points away from winning the set and winning the game, Kyrgyzstan.
Gulmira, yesterday she showed what she was capable of, and today as well. She's come in late. Nevertheless, good work from her with those 2 previous points. The captain making a mistake. Rare to see from her.
The set just keeping on dragging and dragging. There's one thing Kyrgyzstan can't afford to do, and they concede another point. 22 points to 20. Very, very interesting.
They can't let down now if they want to win this one, Kevin. They've got to keep at it.
Nicely set up for a spike. But the reach wasn't there from Maldives.
Lovely
Still,
rally.
the rally goes on. Takes the ball to the other side somehow. The Maldivians. Is it points for Maldives? No, it'll be points for Kyrgyzstan. They are just a couple of points away.
Just 2 points. Look at that one. Placed to perfection. The corner of the court. Now Gulmira serves. Serve is good. Just tapped over from Maldives. Unforced error from Maldives. Now it's a match point for Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan on verge of winning their second game in this CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship, but the win will keep on dragging as they've conceded another point. So 21 points to 24. Maldives not making it easy for Kyrgyzstan. They're just staying in the game, hanging by a thread. And here's Kyrgyzstan. And that's the point, and that's the match for Kyrgyzstan. They have won against Maldives 3-0. And that's their second win in a trot. Tremendous work it didn't start well for Kyrgyzstan. Rather, Maldives were looking very, very good in that opening set. But once they got the momentum, Kyrgyzstan just dominated their opponents.
Yes, but take nothing away from Maldives. Good effort from them to win against, to put up a fight against, I beg your pardon, this Kyrgyzstan team. Definitely, Kyrgyzstan had the advantage with the power, the size, but Maldives, good effort from them. Good effort, but Kyrgyzstan just showing their experience, showing exactly what they came here to do with precision and power. If they work on their mistakes, on their unforced errors, they'll be unstoppable. We talked about this yesterday as well. They had a few unforced errors in their game versus Nepal. If they fix that, they'll have no issue going forward and going all the way in this tournament. But we have the highlights from that third and final set. 25 points to 21. Kyrgyzstan take that. It was a seesaw set as well in the first few points. Kyrgyzstan running away with it at the end.
Well, Kyrgyzstan will take on the home team Sri Lanka tomorrow, and Sri Lanka, of course, have a very important game coming up against Nepal. Both Nepal and Sri Lanka will be looking to win the game. Nepal, of course, coming off that defeat against Kyrgyzstan. On the other hand, Sri Lanka have won their opening game against Maldives, and if Sri Lanka wins that game against Nepal, they will take on Kyrgyzstan, and that game could may well be a warm-up for the finals. And this is the match score, 3-0. Kyrgyzstan winning the opening set 25 points to 21, and the second set they won it 25 points to 9, and the third set was an exact copy of that first set, 25 points to 21. Good work from Maldives though. They've given it all, a much better and a much improved performance than what we saw from them yesterday.
Absolutely, Kevin. I think they should be happy with their performance today. They just had a small difference between Kyrgyzstan today. And as you look at the fixtures and results, we had yesterday's games, Sri Lanka winning against Maldives 3-0. Kyrgyzstan winning against Nepal in a close match 3-2. And today we had Kyrgyzstan taking on Maldives, and Kyrgyzstan win that comprehensively 3-0. And next up, the exciting match. The host nation will take on Nepal at 4:30 p.m. And tomorrow we have Maldives taking on Nepal at 2 p.m. Sri Lanka taking on Kyrgyzstan at 4:30 p.m.
Well, 8th of November and 9th of November will be the most important part of the tournament. There's two semi-finals, and the final will be taking place on both those days. And Kyrgyzstan are looking very, very good to finish in those top two positions, and that is exactly what they will be looking for as well. As I said before, the next game is Sri Lanka taking on Nepal. The game will go live on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare, at 4:30 p.m. and
we invite everyone to watch that game, to come and watch as well.
Well, this is the match up next. The host, Sri Lanka, taking on Nepal. Live here from the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium through Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. You'll be able to catch the match live on Dialog TV channel number 62 and on the Papare socials on Facebook, YouTube, and the website.
As this tournament continues, Sri Lanka and Kyrgyzstan looking like the favorites so far, along with Nepal as well. They did give a good fight. Nevertheless, you can catch all the live action of the CAVA Women's Under-19 Volleyball Championship 2025 on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. will be coming back shortly with the next match. Until then, that will be it from this game.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
3, 2, 1, roll off.
ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංකික ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to ThePapare.
Welcome to the live broadcast on ThePapare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
ThePapare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.